one thing that I've been trying to teach my kids, and I just had a tough conversation this morning with my 4-year-old boy. He's about to be 5 in a couple weeks. But I've been telling my boys that my role is to help raise them to be better men than me. Right. That's my whole goal in life, is to make them to be better men than me. And both of my sons have taken it almost as an insult, and I haven't figured out how I need to reword this. But like, my oldest son was like, I don't want to be a better man than you, because he just looked at me as like the pinnacle of a man, like, and which, boy, does he have some learning to do if I'm the pinnacle of a man, right? So, which is why I want him to be a better man than me. So, and as I'm trying to raise these boys to be amazing young men, they're 9 and 5. How do I get these guys to be on the right track? What are the words, like, how powerful are our words that just me saying that I want them to be better men than me can break them down? So what kind of thought process, I'm going to take a selfish moment here, what kind of thought process can I pass on to these boys that gives the same ideas with different language? Because the language we use with our kids helps create that wireframe I talked about before. And I want them to look at it from a positive light, and not a negative one.
It's a great question. I'm still learning. I'm in the teenage phase. Our daughter has really embraced the lifestyle thinking that my wife Gina and I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
She really has. And she also, when we were living in New York, and she's a theater person. She sings, she acts, like, that's her passion. But she also became an instructor in our Taekwondo program. So she was like engulfed into our leadership course. She became an instructor. She formed a really powerful identity, right? And our son, he was the kid in my martial art class that was always trying to get my attention in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like, you follow me?
Yeah.
He's a lacrosse player, which is fine. I love the sport, as long as he has something, right? So to answer your question, I'm still learning, because I'll be totally transparent. He's my, if I'm Batman, he's Joker. If I'm, you follow me? He's like, I think at times, sometimes he's wants to be oppositional at this moment, in this season of his life. All I could do is set an example and set a standard, right? And my world is, I'm just going to lead by example. I'm going to lead in my fitness. I'm going to lead in my connection to God and how I operate as a Christian. I'm going to lead on how I treat my wife, and how I lead and how I treat my mom and my dad, my family, how I treat my clients, what I represent. And I will continuously raise my personal standards as a human. And I'm praying that he follows that path, or a similar path. He does not have to follow, like, this is weird. There are 3 words that Gina and I constantly tell our kids. And when you're speaking to men or women, but mostly men I coach, right? Let's just say, when they have like some limiting beliefs, or I call them paralyzing paradigms, of things that kind of maybe were challenges from their childhood, it always came back to like what their dad didn't do, their mom didn't do. You follow me?
Yeah.
So the 3 words that I always say is, regardless, I love you, I am proud of you, I am grateful you're my child. Now, I will make very clear, Pierce, I love you, I just don't like you right now. You know what I mean? I just don't like you right now. He would also say, what, am I a disappointment? No, you're not a disappointment. I'm disappointed in how you acted today, or what you did. That's not what Melellas do. That's not what Melellas do. You're a Melella. It's almost like the Lion King. Look in the reflection. Remember who you are. You know what I mean? You're a Melella. You're a winner. You're loved. You're successful. Like, I got videos of my kid in the mirror saying all his I am statements. They come walking down the steps. It says, today's going to be a great day. I'm grateful to be alive. Like, we were like drilling these powerful incantations since they were children, right? Most people that I look up to and seek advice that have gone through this season of life, again, mine are teenagers, right? They always say, listen, you're doing everything right You have a solid foundation. You and your wife, like, we're married 23 years together, 28 years. You know, we left my empire in New York during COVID to come here to give my kids a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
They get that now. We're almost been here almost 3 years. When they do go back up to New York, they have a comparison of their life here compared to there. Remember, my son also experienced COVID at 7th grade, right? So 7th grade, no school, Zoom, our businesses were shut. We had traumatic experiences of like fear, anxiety, doubt, the mask thing. We ironically sold our house just, because we didn't know what was happening. Like we were selling our house without knowing the world's going to shut down.
Yeah.
After we sold, we were buying these houses on this lake, and then it got kiboshed because people from the city were coming up and paying like 200 grand cash over asking price.
Yeah.
We lost like 5 homes. Like, this is our house. No, it's not. This is our house. No, it's not. Like, our businesses were shut. Like, stress levels are high, living with my in-laws. And then I'm like, screw it. Babe, getting a Jeep. Where are we going? South Carolina. Have you been to South Carolina? Nope. I heard it's cool.
Yeah.
Right? And we came here, and then I saw what it was like, and then I'm like, come back. Like, we bought land, we're building a house, right? So I hope that they know that Gina and I have made tremendous amounts of sacrifices for their life experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they hear this constantly. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for your kids. Your family first, Jesus first, health first, like, well, not first, but it's all encompassed in Gina and I's value system, right? Those are the most important, right? Our faith, obviously, our fitness, family, finances, but the messages of just saying that you're loved, you're a winner. I remember since they were little kids, I would put them on the bus, and I'm like, be a leader, be a leader, be a leader, right? I would always say to them, right? So, but I'm still learning at them. Our daughter's going to graduate high school, most likely 90% she'll be going to Clemson University. That's basically where she's going to probably end up going.
Very
and
nice.
Then we're still working on it with Mr. Pierce, but
yeah, I think that tends to be the case with a lot of fathers and sons, anyways. Like, there's that point. And boy, it might have even been Anthony when I was talking to him on the podcast. I can't remember, but I think it was him where he was talking about like the first like 5 years of the kid's life is your turn to do like the discipline and do all this stuff and teach them, so that the next years you can mold them into where you want them to be, and then the years after that, you can just be their mentor, their guide as they're growing through life. And there's also, on a similar transition, there's the moment, especially with our sons, or with our dads, and depending on how you're looking at it, is you adore your dad, like he is everything to you, and then all of a sudden you like disdain your dad, like he's everything you don't want to see in a father, and then later on you learn to appreciate who your dad was and what they actually did for you. And I know that it's sort of kind of a cliche, but it's also a cliche for a reason, because that you can see the habit, they see the pattern in almost every father-son relationship. Like, it's so difficult. There's that point where the son just does not like the dad, and I don't understand why.
I don't have
how
that
to prevent it.
I'm in it now. Okay.
Yeah.
All I will say is this: what Gina and I focusing on is what we want to see happen. It's not easy. Because you get distracted when you're in the, what, and it's hard, and it's like testosterone's flying, he's 15, 16, and, he wants to be with his friends, he's working, school, and all, and it's a different world right now, right? And so, but here's the deal. He's healthy, he's alive, he's an athlete, he comes to church with me every now and then, like just last week, he slept over his friend's house, and he showed up late, but then he sat next to me, and it just warmed my heart. Like, I want him in that environment, and he's respectful to other people. So that's, and every now and then he's maybe not that respectful to Gina and I at times, but again, he's he's at that stage. But what we do visualize is the outcome of our relationship. And Gina keeps on saying that. And she's really better at it than I, because sometimes I get distracted, and sometimes when I get clouded and I can't really see the vision at times. But then, we do our best to create imaginable experiences.